Baliktad pala. Hello, what's up guys? This is my assignment for Science 11, and today we're going to talk about the systems present in the large living systems that I like, which is the forests. So, I have identified 3 of those that I have observed in our little community, and those 3 are our transport system, a system based in ecotourism, and the last one is the tree itself as a living system. So let's just call this video my list of 3 natural or man-made systems present in our community. Or in short, assignment 1. Title ka. Being stuck in the traffic for so long made me think of a few things, and this is especially born out of that situation. The transport system is of course made to cater to people, and that alone is enough to consider it as a living system. This one in particular has 4 main parts: the vehicle, the driver, the people, and the gas, which I considered as a primary resource. It mimics the behavior of our own in a way that they transport people to their intended destination. Also from that, we could already identify that the driver transports people for the money, and he would use that to sustain himself and his family, along with his vehicle to make a living. What piqued my interest is how the system thrives through variety. As you can see, and as a way of control as well, there are a few types of public vehicles out there. Buses on the highway for the longest rides, jeeps for the shorter yet longer ones compared to the others, tricycle for the barangay to barangay trips, and pedicabs for the nooks and cranny of places where none of those 3 could easily reach. I never really did think about how the people tailor the transport system based on the size of the road. So in a way, this assignment made me notice the intricacies of that system, and fortunately, I found something that would soon be the demise of them. Traffic is now a huge problem since there are now people seeing how being drivers seems to be the easiest way to make a living. It is now evident on the number of tricycles available in our locale, and that means that our drivers have lower income and our traffic is now somewhat congested, even more so during the busy hours. Add that to the number of people driving their personal vehicles as well, and well, see how things turn for the worse. Well, I do not know myself how to or what to do with this, but I'm hoping that it would somehow get better. I am a tree hugger, and to justify what I like, I'm going to talk about trees. The system of trees, based on my own understanding, is how they interact with sunlight and the nutrients on the ground below, while supporting the other living organisms around them. Well, as all trees work, they would use the nutrients on the ground along with the sunlight to sustain itself, and it would, in turn, use it to foster other life as well. Its leaves and branches could be used by birds to secure their hatchlings, or some animals might use it to shelter themselves from other predators. It might be elementary knowledge, but it is a good reminder as well that those trees secure the ground beneath them with their roots, and who could forget? Those trees are also responsible for taking in carbon dioxide to give us oxygen, among other plants out there. That one thing that is vital for us humans to, live. The tree sustains itself after all, so I think that it should be fine if left alone, but what makes it hard to propagate is that it takes time to grow, and in a forest setting where there are now towering trees, it would be hard for a sapling to grow since they might be denied from most of the sunlight. Not to mention other factors like the number of nutrients in the soil and the other animals or humans that might wreck it. For this one, we're gonna look into a place that's close to my heart. Not it's because it's filled with greenery, but actually, this was probably the first place on my few field trips that made such an imprint on me. We're gonna look at the Makiling Botanical Gardens, or simply the beauty of a system of preservation built around ecotourism. Since I'm a dumb boy who gets lost easily, all I know that it's around UPLB since I only got myself around this place because of a field trip. But nevertheless, I know that it's a neat place where you can hang around trees and learn a few things about them in a sense that it makes you want to protect it too somehow. It is filled with people who are eager to protect the Makiling Forest Reserve, and to that, they now have themselves additional support by making it a tourist spot. That way, they can have some additional funds that help them sustain their workers along with the environment. All the more while raising awareness and showing how beautiful nature is, not just for the locals, but also for the tourists as well, foreign or not. It gives itself a nice shade, being filled with huge trees, basically invites people to have a picnic. It is wide enough to cater to those who are adventurous enough to take the trail. It helps students study trees, and all in all, I'd say it sustains itself to the point that I don't even see any loopholes that would lead to its demise, other than an accident happening. Our world is made out of living systems, and to understand it means that one has to understand how its systems work. What I talked about in this video is nothing but a crumb compared to what lies out there in the world, and these were the only ones I was able to observe. My name is Kaiser Philippe Gajas, and this is my first assignment. Thank you very much.